Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree. This is Horror Trans. I'm a trans woman. We talk about all things horror. And every once in a while, I'll step outside of horror. Sometimes I'll do a dark comedy, or I'll do a, horror adjacent type of film, like a thriller, or a, crime thriller, or a crime drama. I haven't done any crime dramas yet. I've done a couple of crime thrillers. Today's movie is not horror in the slightest. It's Robocop. There's nothing horror about this. This is not a horror movie. This is not a slasher dressed up like a cyborg movie, like some people allegedly accuse the Terminator of being. Those people are wrong. And this is not a tech thriller like, again, the Terminator, which is what it actually is. No, this is a fucking action movie. Political satire action movie. Yes. Is it bloody? Yes. Is it gory? Yes. Is it shocking? Yes. Is it scary? Not at all. There's nothing scary in this movie at all. There's no what I would classify as horror imagery, except for maybe one scene where you have a disfigured dude who gets toxic waste dumped on him. But even that I wouldn't say is horror imagery. Horrific, yes, but not necessarily horror. So why am I talking about Robocop? Two reasons. The number one and most important reason is I fucking felt like it. I wanted to talk about Robocop. Reason number two, even if this movie is not a horror film, I've never met a horror fan who doesn't like it. And so, even though it's itself not horror, it still has things that will appeal to a horror fan. It is a tech thriller and an action movie. It's more action than thriller. And there are no jump scares or There's like one moment where you're like, oh shit, are they gonna? And they do. And there's one moment where you're like, dude, you're about to die, and he does. And you're like, oh, okay. God damn. And it is excessively over-the-top gore. I'm talking, the gore level in this movie makes Friday the 13th look like a Hallmark Channel movie or a Disney Channel movie. That's how fucking gory this movie is. And if you're a horror fan who happens to also be a gore hound, this movie's going to appeal to you. If you're a horror movie fan who's in it for the jump scares or the thrills, look elsewhere. This ain't got none of that. If you want to be scared or on the edge of your seat, worried about who's going to live, who's going to die, this ain't got... The good guy murders all the bad guys. This is a hero. This is a good guy kills bad guy movie. This is an action movie. The good guy, aside from that one moment that basically leads to him becoming Robocop, was never really in danger. He's got the plot armor. He's fucking Robocop. He can't die. You know who can die? All the fucking bad guys. Nothing really scary at all. Now, a lot of horror fans also like that horror movies tackle social issues. Not necessarily in a satirical way, although they occasionally can. They usually do it in a more subtle way. This movie's more in your face with its satire. Not subtle at all. Not even pretending to be subtle. This movie is as subtle as a Mack truck crashing into your living room. Not subtle. The subtle and Robocop are two words that don't go together. At all. They don't even exist in the same dictionary. But it is political. And it does have social commentary, which is a staple in horror films. So is this movie officially a horror movie? No. And I will not listen to anybody who tries to say it is. Because if you do, I'm just going to call you an idiot. And I'm not going to give you a second chance. to prove yourself otherwise. This is not a fucking horror movie. At all. We can debate, is Terminator horror or not? Is it a slasher or is it not a slasher? We can't debate Robocop. Robocop's an action movie all day long. This is not a horror movie. But if you like horror movies for the reasons I gave you, you're gonna probably like this movie. Now, there's an 85% chance not only have you seen this movie, but you own multiple copies of it. VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. I would assume so, because I do. This is such a staple and an iconic classic movie. It's like fucking... Who hasn't seen Robocop? I don't know. Zygotes that haven't turned into humans yet, I guess? They'll see it someday. People who died before it came out? Yeah. Their kids or ancestors, or not ancestors, offspring or family lineage or whatever, they'll probably see it in their stead. So, I really can't spoil it too much because there's nothing to spoil. It's a cop who gets turned into a robot who kills bad guys. That is it. There's no fucking plot, really. I mean, there's something about drug dealers and, I don't know, something about the corporations buying the police department and running it like a private prison, but, I mean, that's so, like, it's barely touched on. It's like, I wouldn't even call it a plot point. I would call it more of an element of the film. You know, like, the special effects or the backgrounds. That's all it is. This is a series of set pieces and a series of vignettes, and 75% of the vignettes are machine guns pumping holes full of somebody. Bad guys pumping machine gun bullets into cops, cops pumping bullets into bad guys, Robocop pumping bullets into fucking everybody that gets in his way, and the malfunctioning Ed 209 pumping bullets into somebody who really didn't deserve the bullets. That's all it is. It's 90 minutes of bullets pumping into other people. That's all it is. It's a fucking video game that you just watch for 90 minutes. That's all it is. It's a let's play of a video game that you just can't control. That's what the fuck it is. It's not. I hate to say it, but it's not even really a movie. It's just action sequence after action sequence after action sequence. It has about as much of a plot as your standard Friday the 13th does. As in, there's technically people technically doing things, but none of it fucking matters. None of it fucking matters. It's like, you know, bad guys trying to rape a girl. Okay, Robocop blows the guy's dick off. Bad guys trying to rob a liquor store. Okay, Robocop pumps the guy full of bullets. Bad guys making drugs. Robocop pumps the drug dealers in full of bullets. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. And if you're going to try to convince me this movie has a story, I'm going to say, dude, stop. Just don't. You're really fucking stretching. Does that make it a bad movie? Oh, God, no. God, no. It's an excellent movie. It's an A+, AAA, fucking blockbuster movie. And I don't mean Blockbuster, the failed video store chain that I never went to because I lived in small towns and they didn't exist outside of the cities. You assholes. No, it's a damn good movie, and my official recommendation is not only a buy, but buy it on everything you can. Get it on Betamax, get it on VHS, get it on CED, Laserdisc, DVD. If it's on HD DVD, get that. If it's on, you know, video CD, get that. Get it on 4K, get it on Blu-ray. This is a movie that not only belongs in your collection, but you should have a Robocop collection of just this film. You should have no less than 7 copies of this film in your physical media collection. And at least 2 or 3 digital copies as well. I have this movie on iTunes and Vudu. That way, whichever computer I'm on or phone I'm on, I can get to it without having to worry, is my phone an iPhone or not? Because this is a movie you're going to get the urge to watch, and you're going to want to make goddamn sure it's accessible when you're ready. I fucking can't say enough good things about Robocop. By the way, as hard R-rated as this excessively violent cop crime tech thriller action movie is, I watched the goddamn thing when I was 6 years old. I can't say enough good things about Robocop. So if you haven't seen it, I don't believe you. But just in case you're actually legitimately telling the truth, go watch it. Stay cool.